Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
Awesome. What can I help you with today? What's going on?
So I had been dating this guy for like a year and like a couple months. And there was like things during that time because like I'm Korean and he's Mexican. So
Hmm.
there's a lot of like clashing things that happened
Okay.
and he like attributed it to like mindset, cultural differences, all these things, right? And the reason why we broke up is because my dog had passed away. And I called him and I asked him to be there for me, and he couldn't check on me. So I was like, because he didn't know like that she had died, but I had called her because I was the one that found her. So I had called him. I was like, oh my God, I think she's dead. And I think even if I told you that, the first thing that you'd want to do is like check on me, right? I don't know. It was just confusing. I was like, even if you didn't know that she was dead, the fact that I even found my dog like that, I would think out of the kindness of your heart, you would want to respond or like see how I am doing. And I just told him, I was like, I feel like you say that you care about me, you say that you love me, but in times that I really, really need you, you're not there. And I was like, I didn't even, because he was like in another city. And I was like, I'm not even asking you to come all the way back home. I'm just asking you to just check on me and see if I'm doing okay. And I'm like, the fact that you can't even do that is kind of crazy. So it was just frustrating. And then we had a conversation because he came over to get his stuff and he told me that he was like exhausted by the relationship, exhausted by the arguments, and that he needed 6 months to a year to determine if we could try again. But I'm like, I don't I don't want to wait for that.
Yeah. So what would you say is your question?
Like, I feel like he's just doing it so that he can still have access to me without like having any commitment. And I feel like, should I be open to that or should I just let it go?
Yeah. So 6 months to a year is what he said he needed to decide on what he wanted with you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a question. Um, Hypothetically speaking, if you applied for a job and they responded to you with, "Hey, we like your resume, but we gonna need about like 6 months to a year to decide if we really want you to be a part of our program or a part of our department." Um, do you wait for them or do you continue looking for other jobs?
Just continue looking for other jobs.
Okay. Um, let's say you played sports and your favorite sport was basketball. Shout out to the NBA finals going on. And you tried out for a team and it was like, "Hey, we like your skill set. You're a great shooter. You can defend the basketball, all the things. But listen, man, we're actually going to take about 6 to 12 months to decide if we really want you here, because we just don't know yet." Do you feel like that gives you permission to stick around and stay, or do you feel like that gives you permission to leave and look elsewhere?
Leave and look elsewhere.
Okay, I think you're getting the picture, but I just want to do it one more time. Um, if you did a honest day work, you worked hard, you did a lot of labor, and it comes time to collect, and they said, "Hey, we appreciate your work. We appreciate you showing up. We appreciate you doing all these things. But listen, I really want to break the news to you that your check really won't be coming for the next 6 to 12 months. Like we kind of don't know if we really want to pay you for the work that you did. We're still thinking on it. Um, but nonetheless, we appreciate you for your work. Do you feel encouraged to keep working there, or do you feel like you should leave and go elsewhere?
Leave and go elsewhere.
Do you see the trend here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I really think that it could be very possible that this person is thinking on a lot of things and processing a lot of things. I don't know. I don't know them, but I think because this is something you mentioned you don't want, and you don't want to wait that long. You don't want to put yourself in that position. I think it makes sense to, make the decision to walk away and realize that maybe this distance is designed to give you clarity on what is there, what you desire, and what makes sense for you most in the future for relationships you really want to cultivate and build. And I think there's a difference between waiting on a return of investment and then simply waiting because you're addicted to almost being chosen. If
Mhm.
I'm waiting on a return of investment, that means that not only I'm depositing something into this person, but I'm also seeing progress and signs that they're growing and coming around to depositing that same thing into me, right? If I'm deposit for a return of investment, think of a gardener. I plant a seed, I water it, I cultivate the soil, all the things, and I'm going to begin seeing that seed sprout. There's a response, right? Compared to someone else who's like, yeah, no, I'm just kind of waiting around, and I hope that they get it together, but there's no signs of them actually putting action to get it together. Then I think what we're running into is um, just choosing to stick around and hope that things change without any actual evidence, and we kind of replay it, stick around, and nothing really comes out of it. And it's not to say that the whole experience that you have with this person was bad. I just think, you know, allow this to be distance that's given and refocus on your values, refocus on what you desire most in relationships. That gives you room to be able to see, hey, one, this probably doesn't even make sense. And then two, what do you need in order to experience a more longer, long term, longevity, healthy relationship that may want to result in marriage if that's what you desire? Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Was that on a, what am I trying to ask? Um, on a scale of 1 to 10, how helpful would you say that was? And if you have other questions, feel free to drop it in the chat.
I think that was very helpful. And I
Okay.
think that because I feel like a lot of people in my life are trying to tell me to like quickly grieve, like, oh, forget him, he's so stupid. But
No.
it's like not, people are not seeing it like the way I'm seeing it. So it's like frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I am not a fan of like, now again, there's a world where you can quickly let go of something, but not everybody's there. Not everybody responds in that same way.
Yeah.
And it is okay for you to take time to grieve the relationship, what you wanted, what you desired, what you expected, and what you experienced. It was very real to you, and it is important to allow that to breathe. If you wanna cry and eat ice cream, cry and eat ice cream. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like if you want to listen to uh I don't know, Olivia Dean and sit there and just kind of feel all that, do it. Um and just allow those emotions to pass, because I think in order for us to leave something healthily, we want to give ourselves time to grieve it. And that doesn't necessarily come with a specific timetable, but we do know it's not supposed to last forever. It
Mm.
won't. There's 5 stages to grief, and ultimately we're trying to get to acceptance. Acceptance says, I don't like it, and I'm okay with it. And when you really are at acceptance, you don't go back to places of anger, shock, bargaining, constantly asking why, what if, even places of sadness, because you wouldn't really have a reason to hold those emotions anymore because you see what it is and you've come to full acceptance of it. But be in the present, be in the present, and just allow those emotions to flow. And I actually do have something that I could send you that could be um, really, really important next steps. I have like a whole kit and a bundle that I would love to give to you. It's in a document for you to check out what's inside and how you can get it. Could I send that to you?
Yes.
Okay, I'll definitely send that your way. I think it could be helpful. Um, so, any other questions?
Nope. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. I appreciate you trusting me to process it with you. We'll talk soon. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, put a one in the chat if y'all thought that was helpful. Um, Sometimes it can be just that simple. Sometimes it can be just that simple. Um, on one hand, I'm a believer that when a healthy man knows what he wants, is intentional about what he wants, and is not going to sit around and wait, right, for those things to show up. Um, and I just posted a video um, earlier today, earlier today, really, literally. Hey, if you're interested in contacting me, again, hit that up there, or send me a secure message in the DMs to get you access to my secure program. Also, if you guys are interested in getting your attachment style quiz or taking a free relational diagnostic, that is at the link at the top of my page. Be sure to check that out. And going to continue to take calls here. I just posted a video earlier this morning where I said men set the tone, women set the temperature. Men set the tone, women set the temperature. When men set the tone, it's like going to your thermostat in your home and setting the temperature to the ceiling it's supposed to reach. You like your house on 68 degrees, you like your house on 70 degrees, you like your house on 72 degrees, 75 degrees, whatever. That's the tone. And then the temperature is easily what is reflecting the tone that is set, so that the home ultimately warms up or adjusts to the height of the temperature, the ceiling of the temperature in the home. When a man is leading, he's, first of all, I want y'all to understand this. A man is always leading. It's just a matter of where he's leading you. When I say a man is always leading, that doesn't necessarily mean he's leading in a healthy way. I'm just saying he's going somewhere, even if where he's going is nowhere. The question is, how do I deal with that? Right. And so here's the thing, men, as we set the tone, trust when I tell you that the lady that you're courting, dating, married to, building a life with is ultimately going to reflect that set and that tone. So if you're leading with a tone of passive aggressiveness, shutting down, avoidance, laziness, guess what? She, as a response, is going to, one, match that, or two, step into her masculinity, because right now there's a cloud of confusion. And because there's a cloud of confusion, survival instincts kick in. And so she's fighting for her life, can't breathe, and you're no help. Or you're going to set the tone of clarity, instruction, direction. And guess what? She's going to feel the permission to match that energy and feel she can rest in her femininity where she feels most safe with you. I don't think a lot of men realize this. And I've had the privilege of counseling couples and individuals and sharing some of these things. But when it comes to conversations of masculine and feminine energy, which I do think is a very prevalent thing, when a woman is naturally very emotional and very soft to the touch and is indecisive and, is sporadic everywhere, for some women, that is just how they're operating. And especially when it comes to relationship with the man that she's in, can I tell you that actually is a sign of safety? That's a sign of safety, because she can come to you and rest in you knowing that you can detangle the tangling happening in her mind that is just going everywhere. That's a form of safety, that she's able to sometimes just move in the feminine energy that can be reactive and not feel punished for it. And at the same time, feel as though he's here and he's not leaving. And at the same time, what's the responsibility for the woman in moving in a healthy femininity is to move in self-control, because that is a core principle for both healthy masculine and feminine energy. So even though you have moments where your emotions, you're overwhelmed and a lot of things happen, what we're not saying is that you get the privilege of being so reactive that you don't have to be integral, that you don't have to be mindful of the words you speak, that you don't have to be mindful of the behaviors you exhibit. All of that plays a role. But realize that when she's safe, she feels like she could cry in your arms all day and nothing be wrong. She's just satisfied here. That's a form of safety, fellas. And I think that should always be a reflection of the tone that you're setting, because without the tone you're setting, she wouldn't feel safe enough to be able to do that. That's 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 good talking right there, Sean. I'm doing the best I can. Okay, doing the best I can. I hope that made sense. Put a one in the chat if it did.